Hey, what's up? We're going to be talking about Varesh and what Battlerites you're going to want to be taking, and just all the Battlerites and what's good right now on the free-to-play release, so, you know, new players can get prepared. We'll be going over just every single one. So, first one, Fervor. Consuming Corruption increases your movement speed by 8% for 5 seconds, can stack up to 3 times. This isn't that good. Movement speed Battlerites generally aren't that good. Also, stacking 8% of Corruption over 5 seconds, like 3 times, it's actually going to be really hard. Best you could do is probably like 2 consistently. Most of the time, probably 1 even. And 8% move speed increase isn't going to be that good at all, pretty much. So I don't know. It's pretty bad. I wouldn't take Fervor at all. Next would be Unlimited Power. Fading Snare duration when Corruption is consumed by Shatter is increased from 1 to 1.5, and Corruption is reapplied when it's consumed by Shatter. Corruption's pretty good to have up on people like all the time, but so like the Shatter reapplying it seems pretty good, and plus like the 1.5 second increase actually is pretty good too, but a lot of the time Judgment is a lot more valuable than having Corruption, so there's just better Battlerites to be taking instead of this, but this actually isn't too bad if you're going like some sort of Corruption build. Although right now Corruption just isn't as strong. Next is Devastation. Right mouse button deals 3 extra damage and it resets the cooldown if you hit someone. A lot of old school Jumongs, what am I saying? A lot of old school Vareshes take this because they're just used to it. It was like in the old build. And it's not too bad because I mean you can get out pretty consistent damage, especially with EXM2 because that's what it applies to as well. But I don't take it this time around, but I do see a lot of other ones taking it, so I mean, you can take it if you want, it's not bad. It's mainly for the reset though, it's not for the damage. It's mainly so you can spam, like, burst really fast, like, you know, shatter whatever you have off them, EXM2 shatter, like, just do, like, a ton of damage. Next would be Silence. Silence duration when Judgment is consumed increases to 1 second from 0.5. This is pretty good if you're going to be, you know, consuming Judgment a lot. 1 second is way longer than 0.5, and you can get a lot done in 1 second. Like if you have the 1 second, if you have this Battlerite, you can actually shatter them and then get a full right mouse button charge up and hit them before they can do anything. So it's actually really good. And then the next one is Celerity. Inhibitor's Guard increases movement speed by 25% and damage output by 15. Pretty good. Definitely not bad, but like you really just want flat health on your shield over like anything like this. This would be better if Varesh was actually like a support or something, but he's kind of like a hybrid, mainly a damage dealer slash debuffer. So this was pretty good if you're going to go full shield build. If you're going to take like everything on shields, you might as well, but since you're not, you probably don't want to be taking that. But it isn't bad. 15% damage, pretty good on an ally. Move speed's pretty solid. Inhibitor's Guard absorbs 14 more damage, always good, never can be bad. Extra shield damage, like might as well, be a little bit more tanky. Next up, Zeal. Applying Inhibitor's Guard consumes Corruption on nearby enemies, inflicting Fading Snare for 1 second. The shielded ally is healed 8 health for each Corruption consumed. Honestly, not that good. Zeal used to be really good before, but that doesn't matter for new free-to-play players because they wouldn't know. But, this I wouldn't say is very good at all. It's not the worst thing ever. It'd be better if Varesh was a melee champion, but isn't really, so I wouldn't take this pretty much ever. Return. I generally, as a player, top-level player, like champ level, not extremely top level, but don't like things that are based off of counters, because like good players aren't going to hit your counter, so if you're trying to like get value off of hitting counter, it's kind of risky. It's kind of like a 50-50, and so it's just kind of pointless to take, especially if you get this one. This one's especially bad because being able to counter after you counter is like stupid. If they know you have it and they hit your counter the first time, then they're just not going to hit you for 1.5 seconds, and then they're just going to beat your ass. So it's like kind of pointless. Next is Ruin. Wuju inflicts Judgment on enemies struck. This is pretty good if you're, because free Judgment is always good. Judgment is the best thing to shatter off of someone because it silences, especially with the silence increase. So this is pretty good if you're going to be going for free Judgments and stuff, like Judgment build. Definitely not bad at all. Fracture. Extra shatters, not bad at all. You could take it if you want, but there are better choices out there to be mixing and matching. But definitely not the worst thing, having extra shatter. Next is Inhibitor. Shatter can be cast while moving at 75% speed. I used to really like this one, but recently I've been switching off of it a little bit. It does make the gameplay feel a little bit more fluid, so if you're like a new player, maybe that would be nice for you. Or it's pretty good overall, like even in like melee comps and stuff, but I've just been switching off of this into more shield damage, or shield health, so that I can just survive a little bit longer with shield instead. But yeah, not bad for kiting and just movement. Next is Lawbender. When Shatter consumes Corruption or Judgment, the cooldown of Inhibitor's Guard is reduced. Definitely not bad either, but again, just there's some better options out there. Varesh has some pretty good Battlerites, so you usually want to combo some of the better ones instead of this, but this one isn't bad. Getting shield faster isn't bad. If you're playing more defensive, that might work a little bit better for you. Kinetic Judgment. It's when you are over someone, inflicts Judgment. Really good. Again, free Judgment, and you're also putting a Shatter underneath them with R if you hit them. So, like, why not, right? You might be able to get a free silence for nothing, pretty much. And if they do dodge the Shatter, then you just get free Judgment, and there's nothing wrong with free Judgment. It's awesome. And then Absolute Power. Powers combined repeats itself one extra time. Completely useless Battlerite. Pretty much never take this. The ult itself goes 3 times, and 3 times is enough to get the orb. And other than that, you're never going to be using your ult because you use EX M2s and EX Shatters all the time. So, like, and R. So there's pretty much no reason for you to have, like, full energy all the time. So basically, you're not going to be using your ult, and if you do, it's going to be for orb control. So I don't know. It's kind of pointless. And then Inspiration increases your maximum energy by 25% energy gain from abilities by 10%. Pretty good. Varesh relies a lot on energy early to be able to escape using R. So getting energy is pretty good, and this is definitely not bad. I don't take it right now just because I take this instead, but this is definitely not the worst thing ever because, like I said, you're going to be using energy a lot. You're going to be creating energy. Like, you use all of your EXs. Like, it's quite valuable to have more energy. And then last is Synergy. If both Judgment and Corruption are active on a target, both are reapplied by hand of Corruption or Judgment. This I've been taking. I think it's really good. I don't see a lot of other Vareshes taking it. I think the value of it comes from the fact that if you don't have this, if you Judgment someone, or EXM2 or something, if you apply debuffs to someone and want to shatter it, you only have a certain amount of time to do that, and that's like your threat, like, time, you know? If you have Judgment on someone, they know that, oh shit, like, I need to watch out for shatter. And if it's gone, then they know that they can just go on you. Which is mostly Judgment, because Corruption isn't that bad to get hit by. So this is actually really good because it extends your threat, like, timer. Like, you can just keep resetting it. And not only that, but if you're trading with someone and you have Judgment on them, if you EXM2 them real quick and then left click, left click, left click, you just get easy 17 damage autos. So, I mean, it's pretty good. Like, just hitting 17 damage autos is really, really powerful. Just hitting, like, 3 of those and you're already almost, like, going towards permanent health. Never mind if they, like, already were missing some, so I think Synergy is really good. I'll show you what I build now, like, for real. I was running this, which is Inhibitor, which I was telling you guys about, the 75% speed, and then basically getting free Judgment, which is Wuju gives Judgment, Kinetic Energy gives Judgment, Silence increased, and reapplying. So basically, either of these, if I get them on them, if I Wuju onto them, or if I Kinetic Energy onto them, I can just left click them and it'll just immediately reapply the Judgment, and I'll have, like, infinite time to be able to shatter. And then, with Silence Duration increase, the silence is way better. You can, like, combo off insanely with your team. But instead of taking this, I've actually moved on and started taking this recently. It's basically all the same, except for now I take Wonder, which is more health on the Inhibitor's Guard. I just feel like the move speed actually isn't as valuable. This gives you a little bit more value off of your your allies as well. Like, you can shield your ally and it'll give them more health. I don't know. It's just it's more useful more of the time. So the value is just a lot higher. So yeah, this is what I think most, especially 1, 2, and 3, these 3, Silence, Ruin, and Kinetic Judgment, is what most Vareshes are running nowadays, and Wonder even, actually. But Synergy, I think, is pretty damn good. I don't think people are valuing it as much as I do, but instead of this, a lot of people will just take Devastation. Not bad, just a little bit faster burst, but I think you can still do fast burst no matter what. So yeah, hope that helps new players. If you have any more questions, just leave them in the comments section. I'll maybe try to answer them about Varesh. I'm pretty good at Varesh. I'm a champion level player. I can probably help some people out with some tips and tricks. So yeah, thanks. Thanks for watching.